Hello, Degens. Welcome to Degenerate Bets. I am the Brofict one, AJ here, and with a little special Degenerate Bets for the weekend. I'm sorry, for this Tuesday, 10/19/21. We have opening day NBA action, and honestly, I couldn't be more excited for it as we speak. Opening up, you got the Nets and the Bucks. Uh, Nets are a 2-point dog as of looking at the last time. Plus 138 on the money line, minus 165 for the Bucks. Over under at 226. That's a nice number for that total, I will say. However, this this Nets team, especially with everything Kyrie coming out, I'm not too confident about them. I think they'll do really well later in the season and everything. But with that being said, this Bucks team just coming off of the championship, Giannis apparently learning how to shoot a jump shot all of a sudden. I mean, I'll take that 10 times out of 10. Um, that's why I think I'm going to lean Bucks to cover the 2 points. I really think 2 points, that's more than enough, I think. Honestly, I would tease them up to 2.5, 3 points, because I think they're just going to have a field day. With this Nets team. This Nets team did look good last season. I think they'll keep it close. However, this late scratch of Kyrie with everything going on, I'm not liking what the Nets are going to do. So give me the Bucks and the 2 points all day. On Barstool Sportsbook, you see them at minus 108. You really can't be upset with that whatsoever. Take the points, take the money, and just enjoy the game, because that's going to be one hell of a shootout. It really will be. And then later on tonight, you got the Warriors and the Lakers. I never thought I would have an opinion about an NBA game like I do this Warriors versus the Lakers game, but I think this line is absolutely ridiculous. You got the Warriors as a 3-point dog. Granted, they are at the Staples Center at the Lakers, but 3 points, I mean, with a Lakers team that average age is about 35 to 75, I mean, you really can't trust them. And I don't trust this team whatsoever. We're seeing them for the first time this season, actually. And that just scares me. I'm not going to lie. Those 3 points scares me. We all know what Steph Curry can do and how dangerous he is. And I think he's going to have another incredible season. So that's why I'm going to take the Warriors and the 3 points. Honestly, going to sprinkle a little bit on the money line. I am curious. I'm going to look it up right now, though. Pulling it up, Steph Curry, his total points, over under 33.5. That over is tempting. 30 points, though, that's a lot. I don't know if what else do we got? Because I know this is a market I actually kind of like a lot. 3-point field goals made by the player. Let's see what Steph Curry is at, because that number's got to be ridiculous. Steph Curry, 6.5, minus 159 for the under. Over 6.5, if you think he's going to hit, what's the over at then? Over is plus 125 for the 6.5. So honestly, if you think he's going to hit 33.5 points, he's going to be draining threes, and probably is going to need to drain 7 threes at the minimum in order to hit that 33.5. Better value than getting that over 6.5 at plus 125 for Steph Curry on the game. I like that a lot. I'm probably going to sprinkle a little bit on there, get a little same game parlay action going with Steph Curry over 6.5 3-pointers and Golden State Warriors to cover, just for shits and giggles. Let's take a look at what that parlay would be. Golden State and the points. You are looking at a parlay. Oh, you can't bet them, because all these sports books, don't get me wrong, I love the same game parlays and stuff, but the way they do them, they need to keep it consistent, because there's no point. Like, there's no reason I shouldn't be able to parlay the Golden State plus the 3 and Steph Curry over 6.5. But I guess if Steph Curry's getting 6.5 and he's going to make over that, he'll probably touch. The Warriors will probably end up covering that game. But hey, well, I guess Vegas can't let us win all the money tonight. But yeah, I kind of like those two for the Warriors and the Lakers. You got the Warriors plus the 3. If you're feeling spicy, you go ahead and you sprinkle a little bit on that Warriors money line. But then Steph Curry over 6.5 3-point field goals. Love that line. Go ahead and slam that for plus 125. That seems like a winner all day. Steph Curry, the man is a beast. He really is. He's unlike anyone else in the NBA. He just makes a three. He just makes shots whenever he wants to, no matter the situation or anything like that. He's hell of a guy to watch play. I'm really excited to see what he and this Golden State Warriors team. And that's the other thing about the Warriors and the Lakers game. The Lakers, yes, they'll be healthy and everything going into this first game, but I still don't trust them whatsoever. What, you're telling me Dwight Howard's going to play 20 minutes? You're telling me AD is going to play, 25, 28 minutes like he needs to? And I mean, realistically, they need LeBron off the court. Don't get me wrong. He's a great player and he affects the game when you get in there. But you can't have him averaging 34 minutes, or I believe last season it was 32, 31 minutes. You need him getting 28, 26 minutes in the game, getting some rest, because it's a long season, especially going back to the full season the NBA is. He really needs to rely on the rest of his team. And that's why I question going older. I mean, don't get me wrong, you got a lot of vets. This is a super team of super teams right here. But at the same time, it's looking like a retirement home. This team's just old. They are. And I don't know if you got a lot of injury-prone guys and everything. I don't know if this team can sustain what they need to for a full season. And I'm honestly, fade the Lakers. I'm going to start that campaign right here, right now. Hashtag fade the Lakers, because this team is just not one I'm looking forward to whatsoever to watch play. I think the Suns are going to have a nice, easy walk into the Western Conference Finals again. But we'll see how that game goes. That is all the NBA action today. We have a lot more tomorrow, including the Suns starting their season and their campaign back to the finals against the Nuggets. We will cover that tomorrow on Degenerate Bets live here on YouTube. Probably around 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. But follow us on Twitter at Degenerate Takes, or myself at Brofict1 for updates regarding when we go live for these Degenerate Bets on the day. Other action we have going on today. We still have baseball going on. This is awesome. We are in the sports equinox. It's beautiful. It's the time of the year where all 4 major sports are going to be played, and you got a lot of really cool parlays you can put into. I'll get to the one that I put in earlier today that goes across all 3 sports that are being played today. I'm a big fan of it. We'll get into that later in the show, though. Let's talk about some baseball. Let's talk Astros at the Red Sox. Red Sox minus 1.5, minus 136 on the money line. Astros plus 114 over under at 10. The Red Sox have just been cooking, haven't they? I mean, 3 grand slams in the last 2 games. That's unbelievable. 2 of them coming within 2 innings of each other. Whew. This Red Sox team is hot, and they are trending the way that you really want to see a team trend. I hate the spread in baseball. You will never see me bet the spread in baseball unless I'm taking it live and I see the Red Sox up by like 15 and the spread's at 7.5. I hate the spread in baseball. With that being said, though, you got Greinke going for the Astros. You got Pivetta going for the Red Sox. Zach Greinke really hasn't been the same pitcher since he's moved from Dodgers to the Diamondbacks and now to the Stros. Not really a fan of Greinke whatsoever. Then again, I've never been a fan of the Astros and what they've done. I'm going to take the Red Sox just as a spite pick, but also because they're the hype. They're the hype team. They're hot right now. You got to stick with the hot hand, especially in MLB playoffs, because that stuff can turn on a dot. I'm going to stick with the Red Sox like I have all season. I got a ticket in already for them to win the World Series. I'm still a big fan of that. Got that at like plus 1,600 before the playoffs started. So let's keep riding that one. Let's go Red Sox over the Stros all day, every day. Last couple games we got. I'm starting to become a big hockey guy. I love hockey. My love for it really started last Stanley Cups. I really got to watch the entire series. Hell of a series. I've always watched the Stanley Cup and stuff like that, but this was the first time I've really been able to enjoy it and like it. My co-host Noah, who's usually here with me on Degenerate Bets, is the bigger hockey guy, and he has a little better insight. But I'm going to take a crack at it anyway because I do like a lot of these lines coming out for the hockey games tonight. We got a big slate for hockey tonight. Let's go ahead. Where should we start? Let's start. Dallas Stars visiting the Pittsburgh Penguins. This Penguins team is unreal. I'm a big fan of this Penguins team and what they do. Not a big fan of Crosby, but unfortunately, Crosby is one of the better players to play hockey in the last couple of years. So I guess you got to be a fan of him at some point. Dallas Stars, they haven't shown me much in their last couple of games. I need to see a little bit more before I can bet on them. This Penguins team, I'm a lot more confident in knowing who they are and what they are, especially in the beginning of this season. I'm going to go Pittsburgh Penguins. Ooh. I don't know if I want to take that spread. Spread's at 1.5 right now, plus 188 for the Penguins on that spread at minus 1.5. That's tempting, but you know how hockey is. I'm going to take Penguins money line, and I'm not going to lay those points just because this Stars team, I really don't know what they are and what they offer. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just stick with the money line on the Penguins for that. This next one, I will be taking a spread though. You got the Panthers visiting the Tampa Bay Lightning, minus 1.5 for the Lightning, minus 124 on the money line, plus 102 for the Panthers. Over under is at 6.5. That's 6.5. I'm going to stay away from that total. These totals. These overs, I will say, in hockey have been very tempting, especially lately. But with that being said, the Panthers, not a big fan of what they're doing. Another Florida team, I think, I really do. After watching Tampa play these last couple of games, I think this is Tampa's year to win, but it's like they can just throw it all away if they really want to, if they really tried. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick with the champs here. I don't think this is a game that they drop. I think this is an easy walk. And that's why I'm going to take the 1.5 at plus 195. I really, really like that number. 1.5 for the Lightning. I mean, that's like the Cardinals at this point covering 2 points, 3 points. It's just a guarantee. And so you might as well take the money, take the plus money too. See you at the counter. Have a good day. Last couple games I do want to cover. We got some late night still. Oh, not too late night. Oh, this next game. We got the Kraken visiting the Devils. Kraken not on a rest whatsoever after that rough loss yesterday. They got absolutely lit up. And so it's not shocking to see them as an underdog again. Devils minus 1.5 point favorite. Minus 157 on the money line for the Devils. Plus 128 for the Kraken. Over under at 6. I'm kind of leaning to the under probably, just because this Devils team doesn't seem like they can score a lot. Their goalie seems to be a little bit more steady than the Kraken, and so I'm not too worried about that. This Kraken team, expansion teams are rough, man. They are. They're really rough, and there's no better way to describe it, unfortunately. They do not seem like they're going to have the same success that the Golden Knights did a couple years ago coming into their first season, but I'm still a big fan of them. I like the Kraken. They have the best looking jerseys, probably behind the Golden Knights now. I'm a big fan of their jerseys, big fan of what they're going to become. I hope that in a couple years when I'm a fan of the Kraken, they'll actually show up and win a couple games, but looks like we're going to have to wait on that. I'm obviously going to take the Devils minus the 1.5. I don't trust this Kraken team. I don't trust that defense. That's the biggest thing. They can score some goals here and there. That's great. I don't trust that defense to stop anything. This Devils team isn't the best. However, they're going to win by at least 2 points. I don't see any other way. I don't. I really wish I did, but I just don't. Last game on the slate for myself, the only other game that I really like, there's a shit ton of other games for hockey tonight, and you'll love to see it. Hockey is in the swing of things. And shout out to ESPN. Honest to God, they've had hockey back for 2 weeks now, not even 2 weeks now, and they're doing a hell of a lot better job covering it than NBC ever could have dreamed of covering it. So I'll take that all day. Thank you, ESPN, for doing something right for once. Now let me get my Monday Night Manning back. I mean, what are we doing with this hiatus right here? This is bullshit. I want to hear Eli and Peyton talking about the game because let me tell you, some of these Monday night games, it's rough. It's rough. But hey, I'll take the hockey for now. Last hockey game of the day, we are talking about the Anaheim Ducks going to the Edmonton Oilers. Oilers are a favorite, minus 295 on the money line. That is minus 1.5 on the spread. Ducks plus 230 on the money line. Over under at 6 points. have a theory. I have a theory this season. I don't know why. I don't know how. But watching the Anaheim Ducks play, I think they are a lot better than analysts and everyone is really leading on. I truly believe that. I think this Ducks team is. I don't think they're going to win the cup by any means. I don't know if they're going to flirt around with playoffs, maybe a wild card spot, but I think they're going to win a lot more games than they're going to lose. I will leave it at that. I'm going to take the Ducks on the money line at for plus 230. That is just too good of money on there. Vegas is even confused about this game. You look at the spread, plus 1.5 for the Ducks. I'm sorry, 1.5 point spread. For the Oilers, you got it at minus 114. For the Ducks, you got it minus 107. You have a 7-cent chance, a 7-cent difference there. So at that point, Vegas doesn't really know what's going to go on with that. It's going to be a close game. Go ahead, take the Ducks, take the money. Have a great little day because we got basketball back now. We got baseball wrapping up. We got hockey going. Yeah, might as well end the day with the Ducks on the money line. Nice 230 payout. Love to see it. And so, the moment you've all been waiting for now, my parlay of the day, branching across all three sports. Here it goes. I'm taking the Warriors plus the 3. Taking the Sox on the money line. I'm going to take Lightning minus the 1.5 and Ducks money line. Throw that together. Have yourself a great evening enjoying these fantastic sports and what we get to witness every single day. We will be back later today, posting tomorrow for Degenerate Takes. Noah will be back with me. I know we were on a little bit of a hiatus with myself being on the non-COVID injured list, but we are back fully now with full Degenerate Takes coming tomorrow for you. And then we will be back later this week also with more Degenerate Bets covering college football, pro football, hockey, basketball, cricket even maybe. Who really knows at this point? But hey, have a good night. Get those bets in. We'll see you next time on